Imagine a theme park where there are no electric motors, no fancy computers, and almost no staff watching over you. A place where the only thing powering the rides is gravity and you. For decades, this place was a paradise for children in Belgium. It was affordable, it was exciting, and it was freedom. But there was a dark side to all that freedom. What happens when play at your own risk goes too far? Today, we are exploring the eerie story of Dadipark, the playground that had to close its gates because the fun became too dangerous. To understand why Dadipark failed, we first have to look at how it started. It wasn't built by a big corporation or a millionaire. It was actually started by a priest. In 1950, a local pastor in the town of Dadipark, Belgium, wanted a safe place for the children of visitors to play while their parents visited the local basilica shrine. It started very simply, just a few swings and slides. But the people loved it. It was simple, wholesome fun. Over the years, it grew from a church playground into a full-sized amusement park. But Dadipark was never like Disneyland. It didn't have expensive tickets or long lines. It was known as the affordable park, a place where regular families could spend the whole day without spending much money. By the 1980s, it was huge. It had a giant suspension bridge, bumper cars, and huge metal slides. However, the thing that made Dadipark special was also the thing that would eventually kill it. Most of the rides were self-powered. This means the children had to push pedals, pull levers, or climb high ladders to make things move. There were no sensors to stop a ride if someone fell. There were very few employees making sure kids were sitting correctly. For a long time, this was fine. It was a different era, and people were less worried about strict safety rules. But as the park got older, the metal began to rust, and the wooden walkways became slippery. The rides became rougher. Parents started to worry. The line between exciting and unsafe started to blur. The turning point came in the year 2000. By now, the park was already struggling with its reputation. But one tragic event sealed its fate. There was a popular ride called the Nautic Jet. It was a boat ride where you were pulled up a steep ramp and then shot down into a pool of water. One day, a young boy on the ride had a terrible accident. The reports say the ride malfunctioned, and the boy lost his arm in the machinery. It was a horrific event that shocked the entire country. Suddenly, the charming, old-school park just looked like a death trap. People stopped laughing and started asking questions about maintenance and safety standards. After the accident, the complaints piled up. Visitors said the equipment was falling apart. The cost of insurance for the park skyrocketed because it was seen as too high risk. In 2002, just 2 years after the big accident, Dadipark announced it would close for 1 year to do renovations and fix the safety issues. Locals waited for it to reopen. But 1 year passed, then 2, then 5. The gates never opened again. The renovations never happened. The investors realized it would cost way too much money to make those old, dangerous rides safe for modern standards. The park was abandoned. For the next 10 years, Dadipark became something else entirely. It became a legend for urban explorers. Nature took the park back. Trees grew through the roller coaster tracks. The bright red slides turned pink and covered in moss. Graffiti artists covered every wall. It was spooky, quiet, and sad. It stood there as a rotting monument to a time when safety wasn't the #1 priority. Finally, in 2012, the town decided enough was enough. The rusty metal was torn down, and Dadipark was demolished. Today, the site is mostly a green park for walking and hiking. The screams of children and the squeak of rusty metal are gone. Dadipark is a reminder that while we all love nostalgia, safety regulations exist for a reason. It was a place of joy for 50 years, but it couldn't survive in a modern world where safety comes first. What do you think? Would you have visited a park like this? Or does it sound too scary for you? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.